Remain calm. I will attempt to remain calm.
Good morning. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living here in beautiful Boise, Idaho. My name is Becky B. I'm this week's featured vocalist. Come on and ease on down the road. Come on and ease on down the road. Don't you carry nothing that might be a load. Come on, ease on down the road. Come on and ease on down the road. Come on and ease on down the road. Don't you carry nothing that might be a load. Come on, ease on down the road. Pick your right foot up when your left foot's down. Come on, legs, keep moving. Don't you lose no ground. 'Cause the road you're walking might feel long sometimes. Just keep on stepping and you'll be just fine. Come on and ease on down the road. Come on and ease on down the road. Don't you carry nothing that might be a load. Come on, ease on down the road. 'Cause there may be times when you wish you wasn't born, and you wake one morning just to find your courage gone. But you suppose that feeling only lasts a little while. Come on, find the spirit and you'll know just how to smile. Come on and ease on down the road. Ease on down the road. Don't you carry nothing that might be a load. Come on, ease on down the. That's right. Come on and ease on down the road. Come on and ease on down the road. Come on and ease on down the road. Come on and ease on down the road.
I'm sorry.
Welcome.
Good morning, everyone. Reverend Jackie's on her way here, so just get ready. Here we go.
I'm sorry,
Have a
someone
great
stopped
day.
me in the lobby. And someone stopped me in the lobby, and I didn't have enough sense to know that the road had ended. That I had eased on down it, and it was done. Good morning, and those of you who are joining us this morning on YouTube, we are so grateful to you for joining us from wherever you are. I'm Reverend Jackie Holland, the senior minister here at the Center for Spiritual Living, and it is my joy, my honor to welcome you. Through the lens of this camera, know that we feel you and we really love your support of the center. And for all of you who are here in the center with us today, distancing, making decisions about your own health, how grateful we are to welcome you this morning as well. You've already heard her. She's been dancing down the road all morning. I'll tell you something, guys. Sunday mornings around this place, starting at around 9 o'clock, hop. Our musicians rehearse, we dance with them, we sing with them, we enjoy we have church before church, don't we, Rex? We have church before church. It's a lot of fun. So we've been dancing down the road with Miss Becky Blake all morning. Miss Becky B. Miss Becky B. Yes, we've been dancing with her all morning, and we are so grateful that she is supported by some remarkable, amazing musicians here in Boise, Idaho on Sunday morning. On the bass, we have Mr. Ted McClurg showing off that turquoise bass and holding the beat and doing so many other things this morning for us, like sound and trying to get the minister straightened out this morning, is Mr. Drummer himself, Mr. Phil Bowden. My brother sometimes, whenever I talk to my sisters, I go through all four of their names before I get their names right. Frida, Karen, Jackie, which one are you? So my brother Phil Bowden back there holding the beat for us. We are deeply grateful. And of course, this morning on our camera, making all of this available to you from however many miles away you are, we have Miss Cheryl Houdon, who's doing our camera this morning. This church is run by, is really kept going by our volunteer crew. And that's why every Sunday you hear me speak the names of as many volunteers as I can to let them know how grateful that we are to our volunteers. This week's hospitality is brought to us by Miss Frances Ray. And Judy, did you bring cookies this morning? Ooh, and Judy Rhodes' famous cookies are there on the hospitality table. Our board member of the day this morning, usher and also greeter, is Miss J.J. Bullock out there with Robert Hughes as well, greeting and loving you. Our cosmic cleaning crew this morning was this week was Reverend Jackie, and everything is just working in divine and perfect order this morning, even though right in this minute it doesn't feel like that. So let's just take a moment and do what we know to do when things aren't working the way we want them to work. Or we're feeling a little bit of disruption in the universe, or things are kind of chaotic. We know there's one thing that we can do. We can move to our sacred, holy practices of prayer and meditation. So for right this moment, I'd like to invite us all just to move within. Our world is insane right now, it feels like, on the human level. But we stand here in agreement that on the spiritual level, there is peace. There is love. So take a moment with me right now and just breathe in to your heart chakra. Let everything that is unlike peace and love in your heart right now just gently drift away for a moment. You can invite it back later if you want. That's up to you. But for right now, take a moment of peace. Breathe it in and release it to our world. Take another deep breath into the sacred, holy center that is you, that is spirit. And open your hearts, your mind, and your spirit for the words of our practitioner, Miss Deborah Whitman.
It is my honor to introduce Phil Bowden, lighting the candle from the Christ candle. He will light the world religion candles. In religious science, we perform this ceremony to acknowledge that all people and all faiths come from one great universal presence, which we call spirit. In lighting these candles, we honor the one family of humanity made up of over 4,000 religions and spiritual traditions throughout the world. We also will light each of these candles this morning to not only honor these 5 religions, these 5 spiritual traditions, but to honor the peace that is now coming forth in Ukraine. We light the first candle for Buddhism. The fundamental goal of Buddhism is peace, inner and outer. First, we must understand the cause of peace. Then we can direct our thoughts. We light this candle for our peaceful thoughts and our peaceful hearts. We light the second candle for Hinduism. Gandhi defined the Hindu creed simply as the search after truth through nonviolent means. We light this candle to light the way for nonviolence. We light the third candle for Judaism. The Hebrew shalom literally means peace, but also means completeness, wholeness, health, perfection, prosperity, and harmony. We light the candle for the spirit of shalom. We light the fourth candle for Christianity. In Matthew, the peace prayer begins. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be known as the children of God. We are the children of God. We are the peacemakers. We light this candle for all of the peacemakers. The fifth and final candle honors New Thought. We teach that the peace of God is at the center of our beings. We grow consciousness of this peace, enter into peace, are surrounded by peace, and it calms the troubled waters of experience. We light the candle for the peace within. So now let us quiet our minds and open our hearts to the message being sung by Becky B.
Fair and still inside my heart, who speak to me, Word of God, comfort, heal, restore with life, teach my heart and heal my soul, speak the mind that in love we know, take me to your sanctuary, teach my heart and heal my soul, speak the mind that in love we know, oh, take me to your sanctuary, teach my heart and heal my soul, speak the mind that in love we know, take me to your sanctuary, breathe on me, breathe on me, breathe on me, breathe on Ukraine.
I'm going to read a prayer for world peace by the founder of religious science, Ernest Holmes. So I invite you, if you're comfortable, to close your eyes so that you can simply focus on my voice and the words that I am speaking. I know there is but one mind, which is the mind of God, in which all people live, move, and have their being. I know there is a divine pattern for humanity, and within this pattern, there is infinite harmony and peace, cooperation, unity, and mutual helpfulness. I know that the mind of man, being one with the mind of God, shall discover the method, the way, and the means best fitted to permit the flow of divine love between individuals and nations. Thus, harmony, peace, cooperation, unity, and mutual helpfulness will be experienced by all. I know there shall be a free interchange of ideas, of cultures, of spiritual concepts, of ethics, of educational systems, and of scientific
morning.
discoveries, for all good belongs to all alike. I know that because the divine mind has created us all, we are bound together in one infinite and perfect harmony. In bringing about world peace, I know that all people and all nations will remain individual, but unified for the common purpose of promoting peace, happiness, harmony, and prosperity. I know that deep within every person, the divine pattern of perfect peace is already implanted. I now declare that in each person and in leaders of thought everywhere, this divine pattern moves into action and form to the end that all nations and all people shall live together in peace, harmony, and prosperity. And so it is now. Let's welcome back Becky B.
I'd gladly walk across the desert with no shoes upon my feet to share with you the last bite of bread I had to eat. I would swim out to save you in your sea of broken dreams. When all your hopes are sinking, let me show you would give my heart's desire so that you might see. The first step is to realize that it all begins with you and me. Love can build a bridge, yes it can, between your heart and mine. Oh, love can build a bridge. Don't you think it's time? Don't you think it's time? Oh, don't you think it's time? Don't you think it's time? When we stand together, it's our finest hour. We can do anything, anything. We keep believing in the power. Love can build a bridge between your heart and mine. Even in Ukraine, love can build a bridge. Oh, don't you think it's time? Oh, don't you think it's time? I tell you, love can build. Oh, love can build a bridge. Even to the people of Ukraine, I tell you, love can build a bridge. Oh, don't you think it's time? Don't you think it's time?
Love can build a bridge, because right now, love is the only answer to what is going on in our world. There is no other answer, in my humble and uneducated opinion. I do not believe that sanctions or political issues or conversations will heal the fact that there is a war for the first time since our grandparents and my parents' generation fought a war. Today, I almost do not have a talk for you because I have thought all week, how do we bring peace and comfort and love in a time of such turmoil? And there really are no answers to this except love. All month long, we have been celebrating this amazing thing that we call love, this romantic love, this idea. I had a man tell me yesterday that he was finally taking his wife out for her Valentine's dinner because he could finally get a reservation in a restaurant. As if romantic love is what we can focus on now. No, the answer is no. This isn't about romantic love. Today, I want us to think about divine love and the concept of peace and the power of peace. If you have been watching our news at all, whatever news outlet that you choose to watch, in fairness, it can be said right now that this horrific event that is happening in Ukraine, this war that is being waged on an innocent country by Russia, could be considered a travesty. And yet, all week long, my heart has been lifted when I saw people all over the world stand for peace, stand for love. When I saw the Russian people themselves, remember, living in a country where it is not allowed to protest, going to the streets to protest what they consider an unfair war. I tell you what I believe now, that the human spirit is so strong. It is so strong that it will not withstand any more injustice in the world. And so love, building these bridges. Moving to that place of divine love, as I have been talking about all week. When Rumi said, of course, the heart is the hub of all the sacred places. Go there and roam. Go there and roam, he said. And I would like to say also that the heart is the place of all courage. The courage that it takes for people who know that they could possibly be losing their life to stand up against an autocratic government and say, no, no, this we will not stand. And so we move to our place, our heart. We move to that place in us where love roams free. I am awed by the power of our hearts. I am awed by the love that we can find in the midst of the darkness. All month long we have repeated what the master teacher, the greatest Jew who ever lived, Jesus the Christ, told us. That the two most important commandments were to love God with all our heart, all our mind, all our spirits, all our bodies, our souls. And then he went on and said, and the second greatest commandment is to love your neighbor. To love your neighbor. He said, you will know those who know me by how they love each other. And so today, in the midst of this world crisis, and make no mistake, that this is not about a country that is on the other side of the war. This is about the very future of democracy. The only place we can ask ourselves, the only thing that we can ask ourselves in this moment is, who is my neighbor? Who is my neighbor? Now, you're probably thinking that I'm going to say to you that your neighbor are the Ukrainians, and I am saying that to you. Those are your neighbors. But so are the Russians. So is Mr. Putin. So is that government. And they believe what they believe with all of their hearts. And it is not up to us to say you are wrong or you are right, but it is us to decide what we believe and what we stand for now. I love all of the memes and all of the prayers and all of the photographs that I am seeing on Facebook saying pray for Ukraine, and as I also am doing. And yet there is a part of me that feels, is this all we can do now? Yes, because it is the greatest power of all to pray and to know the truth. But before we pray, before we move to that place, that powerful place, we need to know what it is we stand for, what we believe in. Our founder, Dr. Ernest Holmes, said, we stand against nothing. You know, that bothered me when I first came into this philosophy. It still kind of rankles my heart just a tad. My practitioners are frowning at me. I'm not supposed to admit that to you. But the reality is, for me sometimes I think, but I do stand against certain things that are totally and completely unacceptable to me. And our teaching would say, wonderful, you have identified your place of pain. Now identify your place of faith. My heart, my mind, my spirit is filled with pain. My mother and father both fought in World War II. I was raised with that happened in that war. I saw the scars that covered my father's entire back, and heard the stories that he was in, of the years that he was in a POW camp. And so I come from a place of fear, and as our philosophy teaches, you have found your place of pain. Now find your place of faith. This is my work. This is our work. That before we begin our prayers for anything, we must be anchored in what we believe and in that which we hold our greatest faith. And so today I am saying to you that my greatest faith is in God, in love, in belief in goodness and oneness. That our world today is being called to a place where we can no longer hide behind platitudes and words and laws and all of the nonsense that we try to hide behind, because the world is forcing the light to be shown in a place in our world where there is war today. And on Facebook, I see people all the time saying something like, if you ever ask yourself what you would have done in 1939, 1940, then you need to be asking yourself, what is mine to do now? And so I'm asking all of you in this room and within the sound of my voice, what is ours to do now? I don't think that the military will take me. I'm too old. I wouldn't go there anyway. I know what is mine to do. Mine is to show up, to speak up, and to pray. But not from the place of fear. Not from a place of fear, but from a place of faith in the goodness and the oneness of humanity. This is what I believe today. I believe that this event is calling us to our highest spiritual place that we have ever reached before as a race of people and as individuals. I believe that for the first time, really, we can no longer say them and us, but it's we. It's all of us. It's oneness. I believe that this which I am calling a war, call it by any name you want to call it, invasion, whatever word you want to make, slaughter of innocents is a war to me, is calling us to be what we have been teaching and believing, or saying we believe our entire life. Do we believe that God is greater than any one man, one government, one thing? Do we? And if we believe that, then that's our platform. That our God, known by so many different names, followed by so many different paths, in the end is love. And if our God is greater than any one person, then our combined prayers and belief can change the world. Some of us in this room are old enough to remember when the Berlin Wall came down. It happened. We prayed. We believed. We broke down the barriers. I chose this song today because I'm asking all of us, are we willing to build bridges between ourselves and even the things that we do not believe in? Are we willing in this moment not to condemn Mr. Putin? I could take my shoe off, I guess, and hang it on the table. See, some of y'all are old enough to remember that. I love it when y'all are old enough to remember that. But we can remember that of all the principles in our philosophy that work so magnificently, the greatest practice, the greatest principle, and the greatest belief is the most important of all, and that is to love and to accept unconditionally. To go first to seek to understand, not to be understood. First to reach that place where we can find a commonality of love. Religious science teaches that the most fundamental question, we talked about this last week, I feel it's worth repeating, but the most fundamental question that we can ever ask ourselves in every circumstance is, how can I bring more love here? How can I bring more love here? If love were to have its way, what would it look like? How well am I doing at loving my neighbors, even those that I do not like? Those neighbors that look different from me, that believe differently than me, that celebrate a different government, a different philosophy, a different religion. Can I love those neighbors that I have been taught to hate my entire life? I'm old enough to remember, what do they call them? The bomb shelters in the South. We were big on bomb shelters in the South in the 50s. I mean, every neighbor, it almost became a prestige symbol to have a bomb shelter. I remember being in school and being taught that if you hear the sirens going off, it's the Russians attacking us. I don't want to go back to my fear and my hatred of the Russians. No, I want to stand on faith and belief and trust. I want to build a bridge between my heart and the heart of every person in the world. So the question that I want to ask you today is, how big can you love today? Because you see, by building a bridge that Becky spoke about, a bridge is a two-way street. A bridge is a two-way thing. It allows us to approach other people, but it also allows other people to approach us. It allows us to reach out with our philosophy, our beliefs, our faith, but it also allows others to reach out to us with their beliefs, their philosophies, and their faiths. It gives a way for other people to come to us. Even as I am speaking to you right now, the Russians and the Ukrainians have agreed to meet on the border and have a discussion. And they have agreed that that ceasefire will happen, and that all airplanes and anything of war will be stopped for this time. And so I'm asking all of us right in this moment, I want you to put your feet on the ground with me. Put your feet on the ground. Feel the earth between you, this floor, which is between you and the earth, of course. And I want to invite you Rex, can you just do us a little something beautiful? And I want you to imagine for a moment two disparate, opposite people coming together, facing each other. Right in this moment, I want you to send your faith, your belief, your trust to those men that are meeting right now, or soon to meet. I want you to visualize with me for a moment these leaders that have the power to change what's going on. I want you to send your love there right now. Send your love to their heart. Send your love to their hearts. Open your heart right now and allow the warmth of your love to move across the state, across the country, across the oceans. Move, move, move. Send it there. Send it there. Feel it. Feel your love being joined with love and faith and hope for people all over the world right now. See your love being expanded and expanded and expanded. And that love that you sent out from your beautiful heart is now multiplied by millions and millions of other individuals believing in the power of peace. Believing in the power of love. Believing in the power of bridge building. See these people facing each other across an imaginary border, because all borders are man-made and imaginary. And visualize for a moment that they are looking into each other's eyes. With understanding. With love. And right now, within your heart, speak whatever you want to speak into this meeting right now. Speak your promise. Speak your word of faith and hope. breath with me and sense and know that it is done, that all is well, that in spite of their differences, these men feel peace and oneness and love. We affirm it, we believe it, and we know it. Because we, come back to me now. When you're ready, just open your eyes. You have helped build a bridge today. How big can we love? How big can we trust? How deep is our belief? I know every single one of you in this room and within the sound of my voice are bridge builders. Bridge builders of love and understanding and compassion and oneness. I know that you have been building bridges your whole life and you did not even know it. You built a bridge every time you visited somebody who was hurting. You built a bridge whenever you swallowed your pride and made the first call to someone that you had hurt. You built a bridge every time you said, "I'm sorry. I want to help. Show me what I can do." A strong bridge was erected every time you held a hand or just listened or hugged somebody as they cried. You built the strongest bridge of all every time you spoke up for someone who was afraid to speak up for themselves. You built bridges every time you went down to the Capitol building, as I hope you will tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. And join me there tomorrow as we tell our legislatures exactly what we feel about the abortion bill that they are trying, the anti-abortion bill that they are trying to pass tomorrow. Come help me build that bridge if that calls to you. But we build a bridge every time we speak for those who cannot speak for someone else. We build bridges every time we move beyond our comfort zone. And we do something that is uncomfortable to us because the call of love was so strong that we had to build a bridge. Right now, there's a bridge, and Ukraine is on one side and Russia is on another, and that's easy for us to see, isn't it? It's easy for us to be able to identify that bridge. But what about in your own life? Is there a bridge in your life where someone in your life is standing on the other side and you're standing on this side? And between you two, there is a great gulf, a chasm that can only be filled with love. Because you see, we can't solve Ukraine and Russia's problem until we've solved our own. We can't help build that bridge of peace until we have peace in our own life. Maybe who's on the other side of that bridge is another political party. I know that's one of my problems. How can I walk across the bridge and put out my hand in the middle of the bridge and say, we're one? How can I do that? We're being called. The call of love leaves us no room but to just do that. Maybe it's tomorrow when I speak to the legislature about how I feel. Can I find the words of love instead of the words of anger to speak? And maybe, just maybe, the person on the other end of that fence, of the other end of that bridge, is you. Is you. Maybe there is something in each of us that needs to be healed so that we can come together for our oneness. So I invite you today to think about the bridges of love that you are being called on to build right now. In yourself, in your family, and in the world. I invite you this morning to ask yourself, can I love myself enough to reach out to the woman who is shattered and to try to build a bridge of love between my heart and her heart of broken dreams? Today I ask you to ask yourself, how much can I love? How much do I really, really love my neighbors?
I'd gladly walk across the desert with no shoes upon my feet to share with you the last bite of bread I had to eat. I would swim out to save you in your sea of broken dreams. When all your hopes are sinking, let me show you what love means. Love can build a bridge, yes it can, between your heart and mine. Love can build a bridge. Don't you think it's time? Don't you think it's time?
So this is what religious science teaches us. It tells us that Spirit is calling on us to build bridges of love everywhere, all the time. We teach that life is calling each of us to deeply, humbly, and unconditionally love one another. It teaches us that every encounter with another person is a sacred opportunity to speak love so loudly that every heart hears us and understands and accepts our love and learns to love the world in return. Really, really, isn't it time that finally we realize that it all really does begin with you and with me? And the only place that it ever can begin is with you and me and other human beings who are joining in this love and acceptance and compassion and oneness that we teach in this philosophy. Others who, like you and me, have rejected the idea of the other and finally understand that we are truly, truly one on this planet, this beautiful place that we call home.
I would whisper love so loudly every heart could understand that love and only love can join the tribes of man. I would give my heart's desire so that you might see. The first step is to realize it all begins with you and me. Love can build a bridge between your heart and mine. Yes, it can. Love can build a bridge. Oh, don't you think it's time? Don't you think it's time?
Maybe you can't see how love can heal this gulf today in Ukraine. Maybe you can't see how love can heal the gulf in your family or in your community or anywhere in our world. But are you willing? Are you willing to do anything to heal your life and our world? Are you willing to reach across the divide with love? Are you willing to be available to be reached? But most of all, are you willing to take the first step across the bridge?
knowing absolutely that right where each of us is, God is, right here, right now, in this place, standing right where you are, right within you, right at the center of your being, God is. We are all united with each other. We are all one. And it is from that place that I absolutely declare and I accept that whatever might be going on in your life that is causing you any grief, any rift, no matter what it is, that your heart is open, that you have built that bridge, that you are reaching out to that person, whoever it is, for help or to give help. We are the bridges of love, and we absolutely can build them and keep them right now. And so together with me say, and so it is.
And so it is.
Amen.
Amen. Amen. Let's take a deep breath. And if you're comfortable, turning to someone and building a bridge of love between you. And for those of you who are at home, feel this bridge from my heart to yours. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's just take a moment now and take another deep breath. Let's just let this amazing band and Becky B know how much we love them. So our work is before us to pray, to hold the truth, and not to get in fear. We bless our troops that have left Fort Bragg and are on their way. We bless all soldiers, all troops of all nations that are being called on together. We bless the people of Ukraine, men, women, children, the pets, the animals. We know that there is fear there, and we are simply sending our energy of light and love there. I encourage you, whatever way is right for you, to participate with your leaders of this country, to let your opinions be known. They are our elected leaders, and that's what we need to do. If you have some opinions that you want aired, and you don't know how to reach your congressmen and women, trust me, I do. And I'd be happy to get you their information should you need it. This is not the time, as we did in 1938, to remain silent. This is not the time to repeat history. This is a time for us to hold the truth, to know the truth, and to speak our truth with love. So thank you so much. What a day, what a week. So this is our conscious giving time, and as you are preparing your gift or offering, I just want to once again mention that at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, many people from all over our state, women particularly, are gathering at the Capitol steps to let our legislatures know that the bill that is being proposed, the anti-abortion bill, is too stringent, and this is just, I'm voicing an opinion now. So if whatever you are called on to participate or to not participate, but once again, to let your opinions be known. If you have opinions, and some of you may not, and that's fine too. And that is absolutely fine as well. Also, this month, all month long, we have been giving out these wonderful little these little hearts that say love on them. If you are in the sanctuary and you have not received one, please make sure you take one as you leave today. It's the last Sunday in February, and we want you to know that you are loved. And for those of you who are at home, if you'd like one, just drop it in the comment section, and we'll make sure that we can get one to you as well. This is our conscious. Oh, and I want to make a couple of very quick announcements. Very exciting things happening around the center. We really want you to stay in tune with upcoming events. Right now we had our first Wednesday night grief support group with 8 individuals who came, and led by Miss Ophelia Ramirez, and Loretta Knowles is the assistant as well. It was a heartfelt, beautiful evening. It begins at 7 o'clock. It is a grief support group. So for whatever loss you are going through, whatever you're grieving in your life, I mean, as you can tell, I'm grieving this quite a bit. We encourage you to come to the grief support group at 7 o'clock on Wednesday. Please enter through the front doors, and it's in the east hallway. Someone will be here to greet you. 7 to 8:30, any type of loss, anything that you are grieving. Many of us are just grieving ourselves, are we not? So please join us at 7 o'clock on Wednesday evenings. Also, stay tuned on our e-blast, because we have some very exciting Wednesday night programs planned for you around aging and keeping your brain active and holistically. Lots of wonderful Wednesday night programs will be coming your way very, very quickly. So please stay in touch with all of that. And again, I thank you for all of your contributions, all of the assistance that you have been giving the church. Two very important announcements. The final 2 announcements are this. Next week, it's the first week in March, correct? Next week, we have an amazing guest speaker, Reverend Cindy, who is from my home church, Agape, and the Agape Bay Center, is going to be in Boise visiting, and I have begged her to speak and to do a workshop. So she will be speaking at the service. I'll be here because this is something you do not want to miss. And then at 1:30, go get some quick lunch and come back, because there is a workshop on letting go, releasing, moving forward in life with happiness and joy. And you will absolutely be delighted by this amazing minister. She's thinking, possibly, about moving to Boise. So we want to give that woman some love. You know what I'm saying? We want to give her some love, she and her partner some love. So I just encourage all of you, if you've waited for a Sunday to come back, this might be the Sunday that you want to come back. We have released, per the legislature's requirements, our requirement for a mask, but we once again are asking people to take responsibility for their own safety and security and health. You know what you need to do for yourself. And so we're asking you to come, wear a mask if you're comfortable. Don't wear a mask if you're comfortable. If you're sick, we're asking you don't come. We love you. Call us. We'll pray with you, but don't come. But next Sunday might be a really wonderful time for you to come back to church, for those of you who are watching and you haven't been back to church in a while, because I can talk to you because I won't be busy doing church. Very excited about this workshop. Hope all of y'all will show up for it. And then there was a second announcement, wasn't there? And now it is. Oh, yes. Very important announcement, which is our annual meeting. You've been seeing it in the e-blast, but our annual meeting, annual business meeting for the church is on March 20th. It will be immediately after service. It will be both in the sanctuary, and it will be by Zoom. So those of you who are congregants and members of the church, everyone is invited. Only members can vote. But this is a time when we talk about the future of this church, where we discuss some business things with you, and where we let you know about the finances and how we have come through the last year. I'm delighted to tell you that we have good news for you. So we really hope that you will join us for the annual meeting for 2 reasons. You want to come because it's your church, and we need a quorum. We need a quorum. So come to church. Last quick announcement, because you know, where are you performing? Anywhere to tell us?
March 16th at the Sapphire Room, Billy Blues Band.
March 16th, Sapphire Room, Billy Blues Band. Everybody get your calendars out right now, because those tickets will be gone by the time you get home probably. No, seriously. Also, I understand that there are a few tickets still for Blazing Kelly for this Saturday night, and if you need a ticket, come and see me, because I happen to know somebody who has some. So I think that's the end of the announcement and the fun part of saying thank you once again. Thank you to all our volunteers for all your consciousness, for all your love, your service, and for your financial support of the church. Let's just take our gift, our offering in our hand, and just know that love is building the bridge between this world and anything that needs to be reconciled. We say thank you, God. We say thank you for this, which is the abundance, the prosperity moving through us right now as money, as giving. We say thank you, Spirit, for the opportunity to be able to participate in the law of circulation. Thank you, God. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, life. We release this with great gratitude. And so it is. Amen, amen. Ladies and gentlemen, Becky B. and the CSL House Band.
I can see clearly now the rain has gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that had me blind. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. Yes, it is. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. Yeah. I think I can make it now. The pain has gone. All of the bad feelings have disappeared. Here is that rainbow I've been praying for. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. Look all around, there's nothing but blue skies. Look straight ahead, nothing but blue I can see clearly now the rain has gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Oh, gone are the dark clouds that had me blind. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. Yeah, it's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. Have a great week.
My blessing for all of us this week is that we open our eyes, we open our hearts so we can see clearly and build those bridges of love. Peace and blessings.